Okay, the first thing I'm going to do for the Clouser Minnow is put a bump of tying thread about the 1/3 point from the front of the hook on the hook shank. And I'll try to show you that here with a scissors point. There's the bump. The eyes will sit right here. This is the 3/4 section, and the 2/3 section, and this is the third. So break the hook up into 3 points. Okay, and you put your eyes at the 1/3 portion. Okay, so we're going to lay the eyes up, push them up against the bump, and we're going to cross wrap them down. Only use cross wraps, not figure 8 turns. Put it up there, straighten it out. I'm trying to hide my hand here so you guys can see that. Maybe if I turn it this way a little bit, you'll see it. Can you see it better? Use them cross wraps. Now I'm going to spiral the tying thread to behind the eye of the hook, and then I'm going to spiral it back halfway between the eyes and the eye. Right there. Okay? Then we're going to select a couple of little strands of deer tail fibers for the belly of the fly. Okay, we're going to get a hold of the tips, pull all the short pieces out. See them coming out? Okay, we're going to measure this. We're going to say that's how long we want it. Now we're going to squeeze this into an oval and cut it. Can you see the oval? I'm going to hold the bottom of the oval on top of the hook shank, tilting the whole bundle like this. See it? And we'll pull it out further, you can see it better. I don't like it out there that far, but there. Can you see it better now? Yeah. And I'm going to surround the bundle of the compressed deer hair with the tying thread and pull up. With that bundle bent, you don't never have a square end to cover up. The cone, it forms a cone as you wrap the tying thread forward, and there's never a square end. So you don't have to trim these bundles in order to tie them down on a streamer fly. Set it on an angle just like that. We're going to pull this back, but we're not going to push it down on that hook shank. We're going to pull it straight back. You got space here, right there, see? We're going to bring the tying thread behind the eyes, and we're going to make a complete circle, pull up. So it pulls that down. Now we got that set, and we're going to lift this bundle of hair up, the bundle of deer tail up. We're going to spiral wrap it so it pulls it down on top of the hook shank. Spiral wrap back, and I'll show you what it does. There's no hair around that shank of that hook, is it? What this does, and squeezing this, what that does, it broadens the bucktail fibers out this way instead of making a brush. Okay? They tie like that. Now, we're going to bring the tying thread forward to right in back of the eye of the hook. A couple little secure turns like 2 and turn it upside down. Actually, it's the right side up. This is the way it comes through the water. We're going to put flash in here, and we're going to put it on easy. We don't need to measure it or count it. Just grab what you like, a couple of strands, maybe 8, 10 strands. And I'll hold it like this for you so you can see it. And we're going to pull the tying thread towards us, and we're going to fold this over the tying thread. Okay? We're going to pull forward with the bobbin and the thread and slide that down right on top of the hook shank like that. Making sure you pulled up so none of them fibers get caught on the side of that fly. Wrap back. Now you're going to see that I'm going to stop right where we started. You remember the halfway point? Bring his fibers back, part them with the hook point. Cut them off a little longer than what the ends of the bottom belly bucktail hair are. Okay? Now, we're going to do this angle cut now again. Okay? Now, we're going to select a back for this. I try to pick a little bit more fibers than what I have for the belly. I try to pick a little bit more fibers for the back. We're going to cut them off. I'm going to take a look at my bundle and get rid of the short hairs by holding them up here. See that much coming out? That's one of the reasons, too, why your heads on your flies are probably bulky. You don't clean the short hairs out. And then we're going to measure this thing. Make sure it's as long as or shorter than the belly. Squeeze it into oval. This is our oval. Cut it. We're going to touch the top of the hook right in front of the tying thread. Can you see the angle of the hair? We're going to make a loose wrap around that. Come lift up. Bind it down and wrap forward, and you get a cone-shaped head without trying it. It's like making them tight loops without trying to make tight loops out there. And then we take a whip finisher and whip finish the head off. Now, when the fly is finished, here's what you got. You got a flat profile and a narrow profile. Okay, actually adds to the movement of this fly dipping and darting through the water when you strip it erratically, like I was explaining to you, to do that. The squeezing into the oval causes that hair to be broad instead of round like a paintbrush end. Okay? Now, the fly's finished. I would mix up some 30-minute epoxy. I have steel rods that have no points on there, round on the end, little skinny things. And I dip it in epoxy and I'll smear it around the eyes, smear the epoxy over the threads between the eyes, around the eyes, and right here where the threads are bare, I'll put a little coat of epoxy over that. Okay? Right there. And then go around the thread and then stick it on my drying wheel and leave it turn until it dries. And the fly's finished. Yeah, even got the eyes straight on that. That's it.